Welcome to our live event. I have the honor of introducing today's speaker. Mr. Towns' career after graduating from college began in Dallas, Texas as an engineer with a telecom company. He climbed the corporate ladder and became a senior manager. After finding out his ladder was on the wrong building, Mr. Towns started as a part-time entrepreneur with a business quite similar to Siona. He ended up retiring from that job as a senior manager around 30 and reached the top position of his business. Today, Mr. Towns is a founding partner with Siona. He loves having fun, has all of the facts regarding the business, and has earned well over seven figures throughout his business career. But what I love most about Mr. Towns is he is here not only to inform us, but also to help transform our lives into the greatest possible version using a holistic approach to health and wellness. Help me welcome founding partner Mr. Michael Towns.
Every single time we have an opportunity to share some information, which I know the information is definitely going to be life changing, mind altering, and wealth generating. I'm always super excited. But allow me to first begin by saying Happy Memorial Day. We definitely appreciate the service that you have rendered. Also, if you have a family member that was part of the military, we appreciate and we value their service as well. But allow me to begin by saying I'm super excited every time I share some information which I know can help somebody's life. Imagine you becoming your best self. That's what our intent is today. And someone invited you because they felt like what we have could actually help you on some sort of way, be it your health, be it your finances, or more so, just for you to have a better life. But simultaneously, they felt like you bring value to the table and you could possibly help us. Allow me to familiarize you all a little bit more with me. And things started with me some years ago. In fact, I can remember being a business just like Sana. In fact, I can remember being backstage, as you see on the picture there, and I was just getting done talking to a group of people that were excited about their goals. I believe we were discussing vision and how to reach your goals and so forth, but no one knew what I was carrying. In fact, that's my question to you right now. As you're moving forward toward your goals and your objectives, whatever they may be, what are you carrying? See, things go back with me a long time ago. In fact, I can remember years ago being a senior manager back in Dallas, Texas. This was a time when my mom, myself, a couple of my close friends of mine, we were all in my house back there in Dallas, Texas. And there I was a senior manager. Everyone looked at me as the so-called successful guy, and I thought I had it made, right? My mom always said, son, you're doing well. God has truly blessed you. But she said, Michael, always remain grateful. She said, you never ever know when your life is going to have you in a storm, you just got out of a storm, or you're on your way into a storm. And I thought, Mom, yeah, I think you just been a little too deep. I have no clue what you're talking about regarding the storm. But boy, did it happen. See, back then, no one knew I was carrying type 2 diabetes. I was carrying high blood pressure. I had gout. No one knew I was carrying all that. All they saw was me from the outside. They saw the house, the car, all the fancy business clothes and so forth. But no one knew what I was carrying. And that could be the same case with you. Even if nothing is concerning your health, you could just be having multiple competing priorities right now. Perhaps you have a child or grandchild looking to finance their way through college or graduate school. Congrats to you if that's the case, right? But we don't know what your marital status is right now. Perhaps that just changed. Maybe you're looking to retire. We don't know what you're carrying. Allow me to share a story with you. I remember being at that big telecom company. And one day I had to lay a guy off. Now, what was so tragic about laying this guy off is that he and his wife were expecting a child almost any day then. In fact, his wife wasn't even working. He was the only one bringing in income. And according to the vice president, whom I report to, he said, "Hey, Michael, that's just the way the cookie crumbles." I thought, wait a minute, I'm gonna have to let this guy go and bring a child into the world, and his wife isn't working, and now he's not gonna be working, and he gets no income, no severance package. I thought, wow, what if the same thing happened to me? Well, let me tell you all, that was the day that I became an entrepreneur, and I'm going to tell you more about that, and that story will make a whole lot of sense. But let's talk about Sayana. Sayana is an extremely powerful, multi-dimensional wellness company, and what you see there at the top of the screen, that's our CEO, Mrs. Becky Bissell, along with our co-founder, Mr. Angel Vera. These are the two primary reasons why I joined Sana. See, we used to be in business together. And according to the Journal of Social Economics, it says that you are likely to earn somewhere between 10 to 33% of the income of the people in which you're around. Well, I said, we're around these kind of people and they've earned tens of millions of dollars. If all of us just earn 10% of that, do you recognize that'd be an additional six-figure income? Just imagine what could that do for you? And then when you look at our entire leadership team, see, there's over 50 plus years of successful, make a note of that, of successful leadership experience here. And in fact, our CEO and co-founder, because they should do the exact same type of business like Sayana, see, they're more like a tour guide more so than a travel agent. You ever had a travel agent tell you all these nice exotic places to go to, like Hawaii, Dubai, Mexico, and so forth? Well, the travel agent may have never been there. One of the primary reasons I joined Sayana and I felt so comfortable with our CEO, Mr. Angel Vera, co-founder, is that they've already been there and they've done that. They've done the exact same type of business and understand what our core values are. In fact, if you look all the way to the left of the screen, Sana actually means ray of light. And I want you to look at this. God gave all of us some type of gift. There's something I bring to the table, there's something you bring to the table. And our thoughts are, what if we collaborated? Even the good book tells us in Ecclesiastes 4:9 that two are better than one. We can help each other succeed. And that's what our thoughts are. But it all begins with holistic wellness. See, we not only want you to be well physically, we want you to be well mentally as well. And we are 100% unapologetic about having fun. Now, sauna is definitely a business, right? But we are completely unapologetic about having fun because understand, as we're working together, all we're doing is figuring out how we can help each other to succeed. And that's exactly what we want to help you to be able to do. And there's no big I's and then little U's. We believe that in sauna, everyone brings something to the table. Therefore, we all have equal value. And then you are catching business at the absolute perfect time. In fact, we're not just ground floor. We're what I like to call we're the basement. See, Sana originally launched its operations over in Mexico about 3 years ago. We're currently right smack in the middle of expanding the entire US market. So you may reside in Texas, you can reside in California, Vegas, Phoenix, Arizona. It doesn't even matter because you can override the growth right from whatever local market you're in. And at the end of the day, we're gonna be in Canada, we're gonna be across Europe, Asia, we're gonna be all across the entire globe. But when it all comes down to are these four pillars right here. And this is what makes us multi-dimensional. As I stated earlier, it begins with physical and mental wellness. And then we also want you to be financially well also. As I said earlier, you may have a grandchild that you're taking care of, you're assisting them with going to college or grad school. Your marital status may have just changed. Perhaps you're approaching retirement and you're saying, you know what? It's time to slow down. I need to still make sure I have some type of income coming in, or maybe just want to be a better person. You don't want to drive home and as soon as your neighbors see you pulling up, they pull down the window shade, lock the door. We don't want that. We want your children to get along with you. And when it comes to business, we want your character to be that of a leader. See, we brought a guru, and I do mean a guru of all gurus along with us. And I'm certain that you've heard this, gentlemen. In fact, several United States presidents have called on this gentleman to help out with U.S. Congress. Several, in fact, the United Nations has called this gentleman to help them figure out things. So I'm so excited because we have partnered with him in Sayana. I'm talking about none other than Mr. John C. Maxwell. You may have some of his books, but John Maxwell is here to help us develop our leadership and character skills. And at the end of the day, remember, it's about you having the best life possible. But it begins with combining the best of nature and the best of science. In fact, I term this as the perfection for your infection. Okay, that's just something I came up with. But these three products, the Drive, the ProBio, and the Vital, let me tell you, not only are these three powerful products. But when you look at these products, there's probably over 15 plus ingredients that make up these products. Let me tell you what our formulators did. First of all, these products were actually formulated within an FDA laboratory. So to begin with, it was made with the good stuff. But then the products were brought up to a medicinal grade. How great is that? We're talking about products that actually help out with your mental focus, your mental clarity. I mean, we're talking about something for anxiety, something to boost your immune system. How great is that? We're talking about something that can help cleanse your liver and your kidneys, balance the brain in your head with the brain that's in the gut, and then improving circulation. That's what Vital does. This is a nitric oxide booster. But rather than you hear from me, I'm going to let you hear from those doctoral type of folks, okay? And I'm going to play a quick 2-minute video and then I'm gonna come right back with you, and I'm gonna share with you how you can partner with us, okay? Just allow me to take these AirPods out so you can actually hear the video. Again, it's only about 2 minutes. Copious notes if you'd like to. We're gonna share the video and we'll be right back with you.
Siona's products are born from the profound study of the link between brain and gut health, which is the very foundation of our overall well-being. Siona's products also aid in liver function. They boost energy and much, much more. When faced with overwhelming issues like anxiety, depression, digestive issues, or brain fog, it's about addressing the root causes with natural solutions. We've returned to our roots, realizing that our bodies possess the innate ability to heal themselves with the right natural fuel, essentially going back to what our ancestors already knew. Today, whether you're 5 or 95, living on a farm or in a city, Siona brings the benefits of natural medicine directly to you. With its three flagship synergistic products, each individually designed to equip your body with the tools it needs to balance and improve your overall health. Drive is a nootropic and prebiotic blend that provides mental acuity and clean energy. This formula stimulates the bacteria that your gut needs, promoting a healthier system from the very beginning of digestion. Say goodbye to bloating and fatigue and hello to a more energetic feel. ProBio is a probiotic powerhouse with a built-in liver and kidney cleanse, restoring internal balance with 15 billion active cultures in 6 probiotic strains. ProBio provides incredible organ and immunity supports. Vital, a nitric oxide booster, enhances the absorption of Drive and ProBio, promoting better circulation of nutrients, blood, and oxygen throughout your body. With no artificial sweeteners and enriched with B3 and B12, Vital supports cognitive function, cardiovascular health, and about every system in your body. Siona, focus on what you do best. We'll do the rest.
You know, when I look at these three products, just allow me to drop these AirPods back in. When I look at these three products, have you ever just waken up once before in the morning, you said, I just don't feel like it? I know I have. Well, Drive is the perfect solution to that because Drive, all you do is you pull off the top of this stick right here and you pour this into about 20 ounces of water, okay? And you stir it up, or if you want to blend it, put it on NutriBullet or something. And then once you stir it, you just drink it. This is going to increase your memory and your focus, and it's also going to resolve anxiety. So that feeling of not feeling like it, oh, you are definitely going to feel like it after taking Drive. And Drive is also an antioxidant. So it's fighting off the free radicals that are out there, all that toxicity that exists. It's also boosting your immune system. Now, several people say they started using Drive and it was sort of like weight management. They noticed that the scale started to kind of tip in their favor a little bit. Well, we don't market Drive as any kind of weight management product, but there's several people that said they use Drive and they had a reduction in weight. Now we talk about ProBio. ProBio is cleansing your liver and your kidneys. Now, what's nice about ProBio is very portable. See, you can just take this ProBio stick like this, drop in your pocket, drop in your purse, walk right out the door. All you do is pull the top off of this, pour it into your mouth, and then it just dissolves in your mouth. Again, I mentioned it's cleansing your liver and your kidneys. It's also balancing the brain that's in the head with the brain that's in our gut. It's also removing bloating. Now, I know a lot of women love that, but also it helps out with men as well. I know I've had a little bit of gut, and after taking the probiotic, I started seeing some things to change too. But my favorite product, oh, it is by far my favorite product. I think the most needed product out of three is Vital. See, this is going to improve circulation in the body. This is going to increase nitric oxide. I didn't say nitro oxide, I said nitric oxide. Now, all you do is you take about 4 or 5 squirts underneath the tongue, and what that does is that dilates your arteries. And so your arteries go from being like this, see how something can like barely maybe get through here. But then when you use that Vital, all of a sudden it expands. And so you have more minerals, more vitamins, specifically more oxygen and more blood flow are going to the brain, to every cell, every system, and yes, even down there, okay, going to every part of the body. It actually helps out with recovery as well. So for you all that may do some working out, resistance training, you want to take Vital after you work out as well. What I love is that, have you ever been to a doctor's office before and they gave you some type of shot and then they told you to go pick up your prescription at CVS somewhere? Well, the reason they gave you that shot at the doctor's office is because they want the ingredients from that medicine to get into your body, into your system faster, as opposed to just going to CVS or somewhere like that and then just taking that capsule pill. Well, the same thing is happening with Vital. You take Vital prior to Drive, you take it prior to ProBio, so the ingredients in the Drive and ProBio they get into your system faster because you took the Vital. In fact, it's amazing. I mentioned earlier that I used to be type 2 diabetic as well as have blood pressure. Clearly, you can see there's a drastic difference in that guy to the far left of your screen and the guy you're looking at now, not to mention the picture there on the right. Well, what happened with me is I lost my mom. In fact, I had to relocate from Dallas, Texas to Birmingham, Alabama just because my mom's health got really critically ill and I lost my mom. And I said, wow, that's amazing. I said, I am going to pay it forward from his point on. First, I'm going to transform my body and I'm going to tell everyone I know about these healthy products. Now, if they choose not to do anything, it won't be because I did not tell them. It's amazing how health does not become a number one priority until we get critically ill or someone has to die. Well, my mom's death was the last time I would ever experience someone death because I was not telling them about maybe something that could have helped them. In fact, I transformed my body in about 3.5, 4 months, and simultaneously, our founding partner, Mr. Steve Pineda, there to the right of the screen, he transformed his body in the same time frame. And then we ran across each other. I think we were in Vegas or California. And he looked at me and was like, wow. I looked at him. I was like, wow. We both were just high fiving each other because we said, man, these silent products came about at the perfect time. For me, I can do things at age 59 that I clearly was not doing at age 29. And now I'm going to tell you how you can partner with us as well. If you look all the way to the left of your screen where it says e-commerce, then professional affiliate, social affiliate, and then brand affiliate, all of these ways to partner with us, they all generate what's called passive or residual income. Residual income is where you do something one time, but you're paid on it over and over and over again. Now that's powerful, okay? In fact, what's great about all these positions is that in e-commerce, you may be some type of hairstylist, you may own a clothing store, you may own some type of I don't know, you may own some kind of barber shop or whatnot. What's nice about e-commerce is that you already have customers. All you're gonna do, you're gonna get a link from Silence Marketing Department, and you can connect whatever paid for ads you already have, you can link your ads to that website, and someone that just wants to get better in their health, right? They can go buy the Drive, they can go get the ProBio or the Vital right there from you, and you're earning passive residual income. You don't have to come to any meetings. You don't have to be on a Zoom like you may be on right now. You don't do any of that. But professional affiliate, oh, this is super powerful. Again, you still earn residual income, but watch this. You may be a doctor. You may own some type of spa facility. What's great is that you already have customers. Now, what's nice about a professional affiliate is you can get discounted bundles of the sign products that you just saw. In fact, you can actually market the products right out of your spa. You can market the sign products right out of your hair salon, right? What's nice about this is that you can set your own margins. In fact, you can set them up to 100% of the retail price. Again, you don't have to come to any meetings, you don't have to get on Zooms like you're on right now, but you're still earning passive income and you already have a customer base. And then social affiliates. You may have tens of thousands of followers right now. Again, people already like you, they already follow you. You may have already people following you on Facebook, they're following you on LinkedIn, TikTok, X. What's great about that is that you are going to get, again, a link from our marketing department, and you can then place it right there on whatever social site that you are on, and people that follow you, they go right to your link, buy the Drive, the ProBio, or the Vital, and you're earning 15% residual income. That's powerful. Neither do you have to come to any meetings, any of that. But I believe if you look all the way to the right, the brand affiliate is the only position that gives you true leverage. You're still earning passive residual income, but what's happening as a brand affiliate is you are building a team. See, you're going to earn income on everything you do, but simultaneously, you're earning income with everything that we help your team to do. That is what's called true leverage. In fact, the brand affiliate position, there's one of three starter packs that you can get involved with. You get started with a 320 pack, a 499 starter pack, or a 6.9 starter pack. Now, what's the difference in starter packs? Well, the 499 is probably the most popular starter pack, and let me tell you why. With the 499 and 699 packs, you have products for yourself to utilize, but at the same time, you have products that you can sample out to other people. That's very powerful. And again, it's the only position that gives you leverage because you have built a team. There's about 8 different ways in which you can get paid as a brand affiliate, but I'm going to talk about the top four in the interest of time. And it all begins with what we call Go for Four. What Go for Four does is that's going to help you build a team where you actually have four Trio Pack customers and you have four brand affiliates. And remember, you're actually going to level up to a position termed as bronze. When you become a bronze, please make note of that. You're going to earn over $800. And then when you just help four more people to become a bronze, just help four affiliates who are on your team, help them become a bronze. That's going to level you up to the silver position or either the gold position. In either case, you're going to earn well over $3,000. And then if you just help four more people, help four more people to become a bronze, you're now going to reach a diamond position. Maybe I should say one of our diamond positions where you're earning over $13,000. Let me give you a real quick graphical depiction of what this looks like. Let's say that's you, right? And there to the right, there, those are rather your first four Trill Pack customers. Okay. And then you're also going to have four brand affiliates. Again, they can get started for as low as $320, although the more common way to get started is $499 or $699. When you do that, that's the 4x4. And anytime you do that, you're going to earn a $500 check. Notice I say anytime. In other words, you can do that every 28 days. That's another $500. $500. But at the same time, you're going to earn, remember, $800 plus dollars doing so. That's over $1,300. That's just every 28 days just by doing the 4x4. That is super powerful, but it gets better than that. In fact, I know someone's wondering, this sounds great, but how simple is it? Well, it's as simple as exactly what you're looking at. It's like A, B, and C. Now, A is getting your customers. Now, our business is more relational as opposed to transactional. If you needed someone to babysit your kids, who would you call? If you needed someone to give you a ride somewhere, who would you call? You call people who already know you, love you, and trust you. That could be your sister, that could be your brother, that could be a very close colleague whom you work with. That's the same thing you're going to do with A. For your first four Trio Pack customers, you're going to get them with people you have relationships with. That may be your sister, your brother, it could be your adult kids, okay? Just ask them to do you a favor, let them know you're working on something and you're just a customer away from getting it done. Ask them if they would just do you a favor and become a customer for you, okay? B, schedule your home or virtual meeting. Now, I suggest you schedule this meeting about 4 to 5 days after joining Sayana. And this is where you're going to have a live Zoom just like you're on right now. In fact, you may be able to even get someone just like myself or another one of our founding partners to actually do that Zoom for you. And you can reside anywhere and you can invite people anywhere in the US. You can invite people from Mexico and soon to be Canada as well. In fact, soon to be all across the globe. But in 30 minutes, we'll share everything that they need to understand about Sayana and then see attend the next event. Now, the next event is going to be a larger event. This is where you're going to hear from our CEO, Mrs. Becky Marcel, definitely co-founder Angel Vera, and then you're also going to hear from the first diamond in all of Siena, which is Mr. Albert Withenshaw. Man, that is so powerful. But do me a favor right now. Let us know what your level of interest is. Now, I know there's someone saying, hey, I was a one long time ago. I definitely want to have passive residual income, and you like the thought of leverage. Well, let the person know who invites you to this particular Zoom that your level of interest is one. You have them get you on the phone with whoever your senior business partner is, and we'll get you signed up as a brand affiliate tonight. We'll do it tonight. And then there's someone else you're ready to get started too, but you're saying I have a few questions. right? Let the person know who invited you that your love interest is a two. You may have a question like, okay, this looks good, sounds good, but I'm you. You may want to worry. Well, what if I'm just a little bit older? I'm not as young as I used to be. Let me share some with you. Do you know the great Colonel Sanders, Sam Walton, and Henry Ford? Do you know they did not build their empire until they were well into their 40s? So I still say you have a shot. Okay. I know someone saying, wait a minute, this seems a little different. I've never done anything like this before. Listen, that's sort of like resistance training. Not people going to the gym and they're lifting weights and the weights seem kind of heavy. Well, you could be looking at this and thinking because it's not anything you've done before, it may appear to be kind of heavy with you. Well, it's resistance training too. You're building your entrepreneurial weapons or muscles, I should say, and skills, and that's called resistance training. Welcome to the team. We will help you and show you what to do. And then I know someone is saying, wait a minute, I have a full-time job. I don't know if I have time to do this. Let me share something with you. Do you know your full-time job is like an investor? In other words, they're currently investing in you while you build your Sayana business on a part-time basis. Let the person know who invited you that your level of interest is a two, and we'll get your questions answered tonight. Just have them do a three-way call with it could be someone like myself or whoever your senior business partner is, and we will get your questions answered. And then there's someone who's a three, you just want to begin as a customer. That's fine. Let the person know who invite you, your level of interest is a three. We'll get you set up as a trio pack rather customer tonight. And lastly, just do me a favor, you all. One thing I've learned about business, right? Business rewards the participants, not the observers. Let me say that again. Business rewards the participants, not the observers. Please let the person know who invites you to this conference that you definitely are interested in being a participant, and we'll help you get started. Other than that, God bless you and enjoy the rest of your great Memorial Day. Thank you.